final session of the 2035 Annual Policy Performance Briefing. I know you all have busy schedules, so thanks for committing the time to be here. Before lunch, we heard from the heads of several MDAs, and based on the policy updates they shared, 2035 will be a pivotal year for all of us. We're now going to focus our attention on the ongoing work in the Office of the Cabinet, which, as we all know, has done some tremendous work over the last decade. Colleagues, please welcome Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Norman Watson.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you so much, colleagues, for that warm welcome. We have indeed seen some great outcomes since the launch of the GOJ Public Sector Learning and Development Policy in 2025. I think I can speak for my predecessors, the Honorable Audrey Sewell and Ambassador Douglas Saunders, and indeed all permanent secretaries, when I say that perhaps the most rewarding result we have seen is the efficiency of a system that identifies a clear path to build competencies and a set way to fund it. The policy fueled a common sense of purpose and value across the public service, and most importantly, the wonderful feedback we have received from the people of this country. National poll results show that for the first time ever, 83% of Jamaicans are satisfied with public sector services. And that, colleagues, is something to celebrate. Since the launch of the policy 10 years ago, we've made major strides in not just improving, but sustaining the capacity of the public service to deliver excellence in public policy, programs, and services. Managers at all levels have the knowledge to effectively exercise their delegated authority. Specialists across the public sector are meeting the professional standards and competencies, while public officers at all levels are also well skilled to execute their functions effectively. MDAs are truly making good use of the professional and learning pathways. Ladies and gentlemen, I am one of the countless success stories of officers who have thrived in a public sector that enables professional mobility. We are meeting the human resource needs of the service, and our people are highly engaged in an environment where pride and excellence are being encouraged. I'd like to pause here and take a question or two. Yes, I see a hand. Go ahead, P.S. Morgan.
Thank you, Mr. Watson. And congratulations to you and your team on a job well done. We have definitely seen and felt the impact of the Cabinet Office, mine, and all the strategic partners. However, before I get to my question, may I share a quick memory?
Certainly.
10 years ago, when we were about to launch this policy, I recall having a conversation with someone who insisted that the policy wouldn't work. I told her, the only way it wouldn't work is unless we, the stakeholders, failed to do our part. Today, I stand proudly declaring that we have silenced the naysayers. Now to my question, which is more about the 4 goals of the learning and development policy. Do you have any details that you could share with us about how we have delivered against those specific objectives?
Good question, P.S. And it just happens to be the very next segment of my overview today. We delivered on the first goal of the Public Sector Learning and Development Policy within the first 12 months of the launch. We can all agree that the Cabinet Office did an excellent job in leading the charge of establishing that whole-of-government governance arrangement for public sector learning and development. Within that framework, we established standards and guidelines to govern how learning and development were conducted across the sector. The team at Mind was a driver of the second goal, ensuring that a culture of learning was deeply rooted in the public sector. The learning management system that was tested in 2025 and fully rolled out in 2026 created access, tracked mobility, and progression, and continues to give us the ability to generate and analyze data for reporting purposes. Learning pathways were established in keeping with the government of Jamaica's competency framework model, which has had a profound impact on the employee performance management system. Goal number 3, as you may recall, was all about ensuring that we could finance all the wonderful plans we had on paper. And I am very happy to say that the government has consistently honored its commitment of 2% of the annual wage bill while being fiscally responsible. I think that deserves a big round of applause. And of course, the 4th goal of the GOJ Public Sector Learning and Development Policy focused on creating a common leadership philosophy, a sense of purpose, and a set of core values and behaviors that are at the heart of public service delivery. The creation of the Public Sector Leadership Development Center is the proof that this goal has been achieved. I am proud to lead a public service that has brought to life the philosophy and culture of leadership and champions the core values and behaviors that have borne much fruit across MDAs. One critical success factor was ensuring that learning and development was targeted, relevant, and specific to each entity. We ensured that no one was left behind. We started off with a minimum of 30 hours of learning and development for every public sector worker and mandated participation in orientation and reorientation programs. This was how we ensured that the entire public service shares the same set of core values. Colleagues, the data supports my fervent belief that we are well on our way to achieving the ultimate outcome of the learning and development policy. A dynamic public service that responds to the changing needs of government through a team of public service professionals that are competent, fluid, responsive, relevant, and transformational in their management and leadership. We are already seeing public servants and public bodies delivering the professionalism, the performance, and the service that has impacted key milestones of the Vision 2030 Jamaica Plan. This revitalized and dynamic public service has been a key driver for Vision 2030 successes and has set us up for even greater success as we raise the bar even higher in 2035. I see another hand. P.S. Campbell.
Good afternoon, Cabinet Secretary. Good afternoon, colleagues. Can you speak to the issue of stakeholder engagement? Have we done enough to fully engage stakeholders at all levels?
That's an excellent question, P.S. Campbell. Happy you raised it. Have we done enough to fully engage stakeholders at all levels in the public sector? My answer is simple. Look at the engagement on the Mind Learning portal. We have seen double-digit growth in the number of public sector employees who are using this tool year over year. We have also seen a vibrancy and an energy within the civil service in the last decade that most of us have never seen. The feedback from the trade unions has also been phenomenal. The Jamaica Civil Service Association endorsed the policy from the start and gave their commitment, and we have reaped the benefits. So yes, I believe we have all worked to ensure the full engagement of all stakeholders. In closing, I'd like to publicly acknowledge my team at the Cabinet Office and Mind for their support and for embodying the values of the GOJ Public Sector Learning and Development Policy. Accountability, innovation, inclusivity, integrity, and impartiality, and of course, service excellence. I also need to thank the visionary thinkers and framers of the policy which enabled my own progress and development through the ranks. Many of you know that I began my professional career in civil service as a senior manager at Mind, then moved to PICA as CEO before my appointment as Cabinet Secretary. So I can testify that the system works if you apply yourself well. Another round of applause for all the key stakeholders who have played a role in the implementation and success of the policy.
Norman, wake up. Your alarm has been going off for the last 10 minutes. Don't you have a big launch event today?
Mish, I had a dream, you see, and it was so real, like a vision.
I hope it was a good dream.
It was amazing. And I know you love the long version and the details, but it was like I was seeing a glimpse into the future.
Really? Sound like I need a full debrief, man.
I feel so good about the public sector learning and development policy. Once we roll out, it's going to be a game changer.
Well, it better be. After all those late nights you've been working.
As a matter of fact, I see a big promotion in my future.
No, that is what I want to hear.
Hold your horses. We're not there yet, babe. Based on how the policy is designed, my progress is largely up to me. Every public sector worker can take charge of their own professional development, and there are tools to help. Can't wait to share it so people like Andrew and Sean from NWA, they can catch the vision.
And don't forget Bobby and Sharon from JCTU. It's a long time they've been clamoring for this kind of focus on learning and development for government workers.
True, and Bobby coming to the launch today, you know.
Oh, nice.
I made sure to invite him and the leadership of the union. And so what's going to happen is we have to make sure that every public sector worker is involved in the process, and we have to let them, see how it's going to benefit them. And then unions can help with that.
Well, it sounds like you have everything in place.
Yeah, man, we're ready. Just need to get to the office,
Okay.
pick up a few documents, and head to the Pegasus.
Have I told you how proud I am of you?
Not since yesterday.
Well, I really am proud of the work that you did to get this thing off the ground and make it a reality.
Thanks, babe. I'm just eager to see, where it's going to take us. And if we get this right, when we get this right, it's going to be transformational. So permanent secretaries won't have the stress of trying to find tools to improve their competencies of their people, or the headache of trying to find funds to pay for it.
Well, good luck on the launch today, okay, babe? All right. We'll celebrate later.
I'm going to take that as a promise.
Yeah. Whatever, man.
Happy to be your master of ceremonies for this truly special occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official launch of the GOJ Public Sector Learning and Development Policy.